Hi everyone, this is a review and demonstration of the AEG 9000 Series L9FENS96 SoftWater technology. This is the newer version. It has Eco 4060 and is made in week 5 of 2021. I got it in 2022 in March, so that's between 1.5 and 2 years of me having it. The machine comes with a very big 9 kg drum. It's 69 liters and fits a lot of big duvets. The machine doesn't come with a drum light, but I put a little flashlight in there so it looks like a drum light. It also comes with a spin speed of 1600 RPM, which dries your clothes really fast. The machine comes with a energy rating A, which is the best energy rating on the new energy labels. Also, for some reason, it has spin rating B, even though it has 1600 RPM and does a real 1600 RPM compared to some other machines which do like 1550 RPM. It has a noise rating of B at 75 decibels. It's not the quietest machine, but the newer models have 72 decibels. The door can be opened by holding the door handle and pulling it. The detergent drawer can be opened here. This compartment is for the main wash, for powders and liquids. Normally it also has a liquid flap, but I lost it. This compartment here is for the softener. This one is for the salt. This machine uses a special salt to soften the water. And the pre-wash detergent goes right into the drum. To open the filter, you just push this in and open the flap. Here you can find the pump filter, and there's a emergency unlock pull tab there, so you can open the door when there's a power cut or the machine breaks down. This machine is from the 9000 series, so it has all 4 technologies that AEG offers in their series: ProSense, ProSteam, ÖKOMix and SoftWater. ProSense senses how much laundry you've put into the machine. That also changes the time, the amount of water and the amount of energy. Every program will show the maximum allowed capacity of laundry you can put in there. At the beginning of the cycle, it will sense how much laundry you've put in there and also show if you put too much laundry in there. What ProSteam does, it's basically an option called ProSteam or the special steam cycle. It fills up with a little bit of water and then turns the heater on and off to create a steam, and also to release wrinkles from things like t-shirts or shirts. With ÖKOMix, the detergent and water get mixed before spraying it onto the clothes. As you can see, a jet is there. After mixing, it sprays it onto the laundry right there. It helps spreading the detergent more evenly over the clothes, and also does this with softener, so it mixes it better with the water and spreads it more evenly over the laundry. What SoftWater does, it softens the water so it softens your laundry. It does this by using special salt. As you can see, there's a salt compartment there. You fill it up with dishwashing salt or special salt, and the machine will soften the water using the salt, so it helps softening your laundry. This is the most basic version of the 9000 series. There are some models which have a bigger display where you can set how much extra rinses you want. And there's also a model with a full-on touchscreen display, but this one just has a smaller display. The machine also has a lot of cycles to choose from. On the top there, that's Eco 4060. It's the new energy label cycle, which saves a lot of water and energy. It's not just Eco 4060, it's also the old Cotton's Eco program. While changing the temperature to 30 or 60, it changes it to the old Cotton's Eco program, which is quite nice that it still has that. Then we have cottons. It's just your normal cycle for things like towels, dogs, bedding, just the normal program. Anti-allergy is another hidden program. It's not really hidden, it's just a option, but it's really just a different cycle. This cycle doesn't hit it to 60, but instead it goes to about 67, 68. So it kills bacteria and germs, and also rinses a extra time to get rid of detergent residue. Then we have synthetics. This is for stuff like polyester or nylon. Color Pro. This is a cycle special for colorants, but really it's just cotton 30 with a spin limit of 1200. It's just a renamed program, which isn't too good, but oh well. Then we have Delicate. This is a program for fabrics that need to be washed a little more gentle, like delicate fabrics. Then we have Wool or Silks. As you can see, this machine has a wool hand wash safe label. This means you can wash your hand washable wool or machine washable wool in this machine without it shrinking or damaging the clothes. Then we have a steam only program. You can choose from 3 different steam levels: high, medium or low. You can change this by pressing time saver. Then we have ÖKOPower. This is a cycle that can be washed at a maximum of 60 degrees in just 59 minutes with a maximum load of 5 kilograms. This is a program that can be washed with medium to low soiled items, so it can be washed quickly in just 59 minutes. Then we have 20 minutes. This is a program that is only for lightly soiled clothes. It can be at 40 or 30 degrees, and it also changes the time to 30 minutes when selecting 40 degrees. And last but not least, we have Outdoor. This is a special cycle for stuff like jackets. It also does a proofing phase before the final rinse. On a program, you can also change some options. For example, the temperature. You can change it to 30, 20, cold, 95, 60, 50 or 40. You can also change the spin speed in 200 RPM increments. Then we have rinse hold. Silent mode, it cancels all the intermediate spins and the final spin, so it stays silent. Then we have drain only and spin only. You can go to every program and set a spin only program, but it's only at their maximum spin speed, so you can't change the spin speed on spin only, sadly. Then we have pre-wash or stains. Stains add a stain removal phase before the main wash to get rid of some stains. Pre-wash does a pre-wash phase before the main wash. You can also combine them, making it a very long program. Then we have ProSteam. This uses ProSteam technology and does a steam phase at the end of the cycle. It says it does 1600 RPM, but it will actually do more like 1000 RPM to get rid of all the wrinkles. Anti-allergy was a separate cycle. Then we have Soft Plus. This adds 1 or 2 rinses depending on the cycle, and also mixes the softener and water on the final rinse, so the laundry gets softer and smells better. Then you have a child lock function. by holding it for 3 seconds. You can't change anything because the throw lock is on. Then we have a extra rinse option. This also adds 1 or 2 rinses depending on the program, so it rinses out the detergent better. It won't do an intermediate spin after the main wash, but if you use soft plus it will, so soft plus is essentially better. You also have a rinse only program. Also for rinse only you can set it on every program. It will do 1 or 2 rinses depending on the cycle. So on cottons and anti-allergy it will do 2 rinses, even though cottons does 3 and anti-allergy does 4. You also have a time save option. This reduces the total time of the program. You can use it 2 times for a very small load or extra lightly soiled laundry. Now it won't wash as well as without time saver, but it's only for small loads or lightly soiled loads. So don't put a full load on this program, even though 9 kg is the maximum load capacity. I still wouldn't recommend it. You also have a delay start function. It starts at 30 minutes, 6 minutes and 90 minutes, and then goes up in 1 hour increments all the way up to 20 hours, I believe. Yes, 20 hours. With this you can delay a program so it starts, for example, in the night or when you're not at home. This is really useful because you don't want your clothes staying around for a long time after a program has finished. You can also set a permanent extra rinse by holding pre-wash and stains together with a rinse button. This will activate a permanent extra rinse on every program. As you can see, it's permanent. This is really useful for people that have allergies or have sensitive skin, so it just stays on permanently. If you want, you can turn off all the beeps at the end of the program, for example. You can do this by holding the pre-wash and stain button together with the anti-allergy button. You heard that beep, which means it's turned off. Now the beeps should be turned off, but as you can hear, they're still on, and at the end of the program there's still a beep, so it doesn't really work. You can also set the SoftWater settings by holding the spin button and the ProSteam button. I have it turned off right now, but if you press the ProSteam button you can change it for main wash only or main wash and rinse, and with the spin button you can select the different water hardnesses, and you can save it by pressing the start button. So now I'm going to demonstrate the Scented Cottons 40 program. I have a small load of darks and coloreds. There's a stain on a t-shirt, but overall just a small load of darks. The detergent I'm going to be using is Albertijn for darks. It's a Dutch store brand. So yeah. As I mentioned earlier, it should have a liquid flap right there, but I lost mine. And for the softener, I'm going to be using Robijn Puur en Zacht. It's also a Dutch softener. You might know it as Comfort in other countries. Now I'm also going to be refilling the salt with some dishwashing salt. for the program, the standard cotton 40 program, you can activate time saver, but I'm just going to use the regular time setting because it will sense down because of the small loads. I will also activate SoftWater for the main wash and rinses, just to demonstrate it and see how it goes. As you can see, it took off about an hour, so it sensed a small load. It's starting the ÖKOMix phase now. Fills a little bit of water. It turns on the ÖKOMix pump and then turns on the jet to slightly saturate the load. And after that, it starts mixing the detergent. I'm also measuring the total energy consumption. So at the end of the program, I will show you how much energy it has used. It's mixing the detergent now. You can also see this on the display by the mix icon flashing. The ÖKOMix pump is on right now, so I'm not sure if you can hear that. Also on the background there are some construction workers, so please ignore that sound. After about 5 to 10 minutes, the mixed detergent and water gets sprayed onto the clothes, and it begins saturating the clothes as well. It's topping up the water level, so it saturates the clothes the best. The jet also helps saturating the clothes a lot faster, especially if you have a full load. If the machine doesn't have a jet, it sometimes can take quite a long time. but with the jet it goes, it saturates the clothes a lot faster. The mix icon is also gone, so it means it has finished the mixing phase. After saturating the clothes, the time might adjust again if needed, but most of the time it doesn't change the time after the saturation, mostly when doing the ProSense phase. And now the ÖKOMix pump is on and will start heating. If the machine is heating, it will use about 2000 watts in electricity. If the motor is turned off, it will use a little bit less. But when it's tumbling, as you can see, it uses a little bit more electricity. But it's heating now, so it will use quite a lot of electricity in its phase. The most of the program. Especially if you're doing high temperatures a lot, it will use more energy. But it's only at 40 degrees right now, so it shouldn't use too much. It uses a nice amount of water. Doesn't never really dry washes, and the jet always turns on at the end of the main wash, so that's also nice. has finished heating. The ÖKOMix pump has turned off, and now it's starting the SoftWater phase. Tumbles have changed from the heating tumbles to the classic electric slow fast tumbles. And washing is also very silent. So during the main wash phase you won't be able to hear it at all. That's about 40 inside. It has used 0.4 kilowatt hours yet, so that's not too much. Pretty good for a 40 wash. There we go, that's the SoftWater system in action. Right now it's using the salt to soften the water. It is a little bit loud, but not too loud. You can hear a little bit of water running, so it's filling a little bit of water. And it's not using too much electricity. So it's actually using very little amount of energy to use this SoftWater system. The jet has turned on. It's almost at the end of the main wash. Normally it would turn the jet on earlier, right after it finished heating. And as you can see, the heater's on again, so it's reheating right now. As the temperature has cooled down a little bit. I really like this wash action. It's very intensive and gets rid of stains quite easily. I'm not sure if that has something to do with the tumbles, but it works very nice. Let's check if the temperature has increased a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Some places it's a little hotter. Sometimes it also gets to 40 or 41 on glass. But today, maybe because SoftWater is turned on, but I'm not sure if that's the case. On 60 it heats quite a lot more. It heats to 61 on glass. The jet isn't as powerful as Miele, but it works good enough. And with the new models, there have been different kinds of jets. There's one that's like a small waterfall on some newer models, and there's one that's like a water jet. So it depends on what model, which kind of jet you're getting. So the main wash has finished. Starting the first intermediate bin after the main wash now. The main wash was still quite long, about 1.5 hours. So for a 2-hour program, that's quite nice. It starts with tumbling around to balance the clothes. It does a balance check. So it checks if it's balanced enough to enter the spin. And it's balanced enough so it starts spinning. As you can hear, it's not too loud, it's actually quiet, but it's only at 450 RPM right now. It gets noticeably louder above 1000 RPM. So that's 1200 RPM. On cottons and synthetics, they will do 1200 interim spins. All of new machines are doing 1200 interims instead of 1000 or 800. So the dirty water gets spun out faster before it starts rinsing. It's still not too loud, but I've heard some quieter machines. The first rinse has started. It's using the jet while filling, so it saturates the clothes very quickly. The water seems to be quite clear. It also flushes out the ÖKOMix pump, the rinses. So when it's mixing the detergent, the softener and the water in the final rinse, there's no detergent residue left. As you can see, the water level is quite low, but it's also a small out. But it's not too low, because you can still hear all the water splashing around, and the jets will turn on later. After draining the water of the first rinse, it starts with the second SoftWater phase. As you can hear, the SoftWater system is on again. Might be able to open it a little bit. You can hear the water running, or you can at least hear a little bit of water. After the SoftWater phase has finished, it will drain away the water, and it will flush through the compartments. So it flushes away some salt if there are any residue, and it will begin with the second intermediate spin. The mix light's on again, which means it's mixing the softener with the water for the final rinse. It starts with a low water level again, anti-jet to saturate the loads, and after mixing it will pop up again and the softener will be mixed with the water. It's done mixing the softener and water and is topping up right now. As you can see, the water level is increasing. It's still flashing the mix light, but it does it for the final rinse. So the softener has been added and the final rinse has started. It tops up again and the water level is quite high. For softener it's not too good because it isn't as concentrated as way lower water level. Before the final spin, it also rinses, flushes out the compartments again, the drawer. On the final spin, it starts with a 450 RPM burst. After the first burst, it does a 1000 RPM burst to get rid of some water, mainly around the door seal and the glass, before going onto the actual 600 RPM final spin, because it ramps up very fast at the end when it speeds up to 600 RPM. So that's 600 RPM. It's not too loud, but I've definitely heard some quieter machines. And because it's a small load, the final spin gets shortened. Normally it will go to 1400 first, hold it for a few minutes and then go to 600. And also hold it for a longer time than now. But it took off about an hour at the beginning of the program, so the final spin is also shortened. It does a anti-crease to prevent the clothes from creasing a lot. And just like that, it finished. Soft water lies on, which I think means that the system needs to be filled up, but as you can see there's still enough in there. It might be because it's fine salt and not bigger salt crystals, but it's finished. Let's take a look at the results. The clothes came out quite dry. Even though the final spin is very short, it still gives quite a good spinning performance. And I think the stain of the t-shirt is also gone. Let me just check. Yeah, the stain is also gone. That's really nice. It used about 0.59 kilowatt hours for the program. 0.4 kilowatt hours was used for the heating of the main wash, and the rest was for the rinses and spins. Overall, not too bad, but I have seen some other machines that use less electricity. So, what's my opinion on this machine? Well, the pros are the very big drum. It's absolutely huge. I can fit a very large duvet in here. I never really have a full load in this machine, even though I have quite a lot of laundry. It also has a jet which saturates the clothes very fast and helps with washing big loads. Then it washes very intensive with the slow fast tumbles. When the temperature is reached, it washes very intensive, and the heating performance on cold to 60 is also very good. It always reaches the temperature, except for only short programs, but I'll get to that later. It rinses well, it spins well, and it never really limits. Although sometimes it does limit, but it's to 1400, so no limiting to 1000 or 800 RPM like Samsung, for example. It never really suds-locks easily, unless you're putting in a very absorbent load and you're overdosing it. It might suds-lock, but with full loads, if it detects a water lock, it will go back to distribution and try again. So because of the slow ramp ups that it does, it just doesn't suds-lock easily, and it also has a quite nice pump, which doesn't make it easy for it to suds-lock them. Then on the other side we have the cons of the machine. First of all, it's quite loud when unbalanced at 600 RPM. The motor is quite loud, but I've seen this on more modern machines that the motors are getting quite loud, and AEG is one of them. There are some models which have a more silent motor. For example, the new models, they are rated 72 decibels at 1600 RPM instead of 75. And also this might be a older motor from the older 9000 series, but it just has it has better isolation. So that's why it's not 77 decibels, because the 8000 series models and 7000 were 77, so that's even louder, but this one has more isolation. Also, there are no good short programs. For example, if you use cottons with time saver selected twice, it will fill up to a very high water level. The main wash is way too short, so if you select anything above 40, it will increase the temperature. It doesn't do any interns, and the final spin is 1200 even though it says 1600 RPM. Synthetics with time saver is the same for the main wash, but it does a interim after the main wash, 1200 RPM, which is actually strange that it doesn't do that on cotton. but it does do that on synthetics. Delicates with the time saver selected twice. Dat the mixing phase is longer than the mail wash itself, so mail wash is way too short. And ÖKOPower, the mail wash is good, it always reaches the temperature, but it only does a very short first rinse and then a final rinse without any intermediate spins. So the rinsing and washing performance aren't too good on short programs. Speaking about reaching the temperature, on 95 it takes quite a lot of time to get to 95. Sorry if the drum light is getting dimmer, the flashlight is out of battery, I think. So on shorter programs, if I haven't tried 95 with time saver once, but I'm not sure if it will reach the temperature in time because it has to do a mixing phase and then the heating is quite slow. Because the big drum is a little too big for the heater. It says 2200 watts, but in reality it only will do about 2000, so that's not, the heating performance is not too good on this machine if you select a higher temperature. But on 60 and lower it does heat to it very well. And then intermediate spin skipping. It does this very quickly, much quicker than any other machine I've used. It will skip the interim after a few attempts of balancing. On ÖKOPower that's 2 if you select extra rinse, and on cottons with time saver I think I will do 4 or 5. So it skips the intermediate spins quite fast and it makes the rinse performance a little bit worse. Also, Color Pro is just a renamed Cotton 30 program, as I mentioned earlier. And sometimes the bearing still makes a squeaking noise when spinning, but I've heard if you do boil washes often it will go away. But to be honest, I don't really mind the noise. It's not as worse as some people have had it, so I got lucky on that. But maybe a other model will have the problem more. So overall, I think I would rate this machine a 7.5 out of 10, just because the quick programs are not very good, and it uses a slightly louder motor, but other than that it washes very well, it rinses good, it rinses well, it spins well, the drum is very large and it just washes very well with big loads, thanks to the jet. It also has a steam program and the detergent mixing. It's just very nice to have all those things on a machine. So a 7.5 out of 10 is, I think, a good rating for this machine. If the quick programs were better, and they were on the older version of this machine, but AEG just decided to make them worse to force people to use longer programs, I think. I'm not sure, but it might be a reason. So yeah, conclusion, a very nice machine, but could be improved a little bit. Thanks for watching to the review and demonstration of the AEG 9000 Series L9FENS96 SoftWater technology washing machine. I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.